Good morning and welcome. Got the opportunity to have a little grind session this morning, so appreciate everyone who stops by. Say what's up. I'm going to be doing all Tour 11 today. First in the chat, Ryro, what's up, mofo? Good to see you. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's quarantine is at least somewhat coming to an end and things are starting to open back up slowly but surely. Oh, Ingrid's in the chat as well. Good morning to you as well. What's going on? How are you this morning? All right, we'll start off with Loki. See what we can do. Been having a lot of fun with my new APOC 7 toy. I've been breaking it out quite a bit more often than I would the APOC 6 having upgraded to Thor's Hammer 7. So, oh, this is Ascendant Wind. If I've ever seen one, we'll be trying to drive the green. Loki's only got Pro. I'm sandbagging a little bit. Or might have just let this account relegate a few too many times. Obviously did because he's got some Masters banners. I'm surprised he's leaving the Wind 4 Power 2 ball on here, to be honest with you. I'll be going with a Titan myself. I kind of want that Wind to be jacked up a little bit. I'm not going to be using all the top spin because that will almost certainly fly the green into the rough back behind it. So it's kind of a tough one to gauge. You got to have kind of a good feel for it. Our opponent looks like he does have a good feel for it. No, it's going to go way deep, even with the Power 4 ball. That's considered the rough, huh? Sure looks quite a bit like the beach to me, but okay. Call it a waste area, I suppose. Alrighty, let's see. I'm going to use like one bar left. We'll go, say 2 off full top. See what that does for us. I'm not even going to go quite full OP. I'm just going to come off like a ring or 2. I'd rather be just a touch short than just deep. See what that looks like. Pretty good. Solid start to the stream. See if our opponent can bail themselves out of the rough. We got an easy putt for eagle here. Putting the pressure on old Loki, that's for sure. First hole on stream, once again, providing some much-needed entertainment. I've said it before, there's something about my first hole of any given stream that something crazy happens. I think the last one I got a platinum chest on the first hole. I won. I've had shots go like 1,000 yards out of bounds. I've had all kinds of nonsense happen. There's something about the first hole, and here we have a par 4 where we're able to drive the green. Mr. Raging Cajun in the house as well. What's going on? Good morning to you as well. And a forfeit. Appreciate the good luck, sir. Ryro, the tournament was okay. I did not... Oh, I need some Titans, huh? Whoops. Alrighty. I played my accounts back-to-back, and I shot a minus 31 with Junior and Bushwhackers and thought I had everything pretty much dialed in and ready to roll. And I kicked off on fire. I made hole 1, just missed hole 2, got the Alba on 3, and ended up just kind of falling apart the rest of the front 9. And I ended up with a minus 28 on this account, which did, because of my opening round tiebreaker, it did keep me top 25 on this one. Let me see if I can find it. I think it was 23rd or 24th. Was it this one? Yeah, 23rd. Junior held on with the 31 for top 10. I think he ended up 8th there over in Bushwhackers. We made a nice big jump in Bushwhackers after the tournament. Really, really good results. And it was almost enough to have us considering making a C100 push this season, even though we hadn't really planned on it, because even with the account switching, we jumped up to like 1 or 2 spots out of the promotion zone. So had us thinking for a little while, but I don't think anybody was up for it that soon after the most recent one. But really probably could have made one if we decided we wanted to push after that. So not too awful, but not exactly what I was hoping for in terms of results. I'm going to go 7.2 rings here. So we got about 2.5 rings of OP. I'm going to use a little bit of curlback to the left as well, just to try and counteract that secondary wind effect just a touch, since it was coming in at that cross/headwind. You just kind of want to offset that, make sure that we're staying out in the middle of the fairway here. And I did switch to my longwood bag. With a tailwind here, I'll always do that, just in case of a nasty headwind here. The sniper might not be enough to reach. Yeah, it was tough. You thought you had things dialed in and were draining them, and then the very next look at it, you did everything the same, but you'd get different results, right? So doing everything the same and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity, right? But doing the exact same thing and getting a different result, I would say, is more indicative of, as Dan would say, the PD-effery. Ingrid, as far as your question on the bag setup for Tour 11, it's gonna depend on how many bags you've got. I'm assuming that you've probably got at least 4, if not 5. So I would have 2 bags. It's also going to depend on whether you prefer a sniper or a guardian, just a little bit. So hang on just 1 second as I try and figure out this shot. I've got it to drop using right spin more than I have using left spin, but we're going to have to play offset games pretty severely here with this nasty wind. 8.7, I'm going to go 5.7 rings here. Oh, a little more than that. And I'm going to push up just a notch to compensate for going down the side of that hill just a bit. But the basic idea would probably be to have 2 bags, one with your preferred accurate wood, whether that be a guardian or a sniper, and one with a long wood, whether that's a high-level big dog or a cat 5. I would recommend at least a cat of 5 if you're going to be playing that. You can get by with a cat of 5 in Tour 11 for the most part. Some of the shootouts are a little rough because the backspin's a little bit lacking. But 2 bags with your high-level Thor's hammer, 2 bags with your APOC, and then 1 each with your wood of accurate wood of choice and a long wood of choice is how I would go with that. If you only have an APOC 5, is that all you got? Yeah, you can get by with Thor's hammer level 5 better than you can with an APOC level 5 in Tour 11. So if all you've got is the Thor's hammer 5, then I would recommend trying to stick with that for the majority of the games that you can, in anticipation of needing to use that in the shootout. Cross your fingers, hope for the best. Use the Thor with a hook slice game to compensate for not having that curl, and then that'll be more beneficial than an APOC 5 come shootout time because of the better ball guide and the better backspin that you're able to use. The APOC 5 Cat 5 is doable. It's just much more difficult to get any kind of. They both just lack that necessary backspin in some of the shootouts on Tour 11. So you kind of have to start getting creative and figuring out different ways to play them if that's where you're at. 5 bags. Oh yeah. Oh, APOC 7, Thor 7, Cat 6. Oh yeah. So that's you're gonna be looking at the exact same bags as I've got here. I'll show them to you. 13 and a half, huh? 5. I'm gonna go with 6 bars of backspin, all the left. I'm gonna play this plus 25 at a max. That's gonna be 10.1 rings. Maybe 10.2. So I'll show you the setup that I've got. If you prefer the sniper like I do, then you can set them up pretty much exactly like this. If you're a Guardian, then I would just replace the 2 bags that I've got, or 3 bags rather, that I've got the Guardian with the ones that I've got the sniper for. I'll show you my setup. Yeah, since we didn't get a rematch, I'll go through my bags. The 5th one really is just kind of a fun one. So Thor 7 sniper. This is my preferred setup for Tour 11. Thor 7 max sniper, and then I've swapped out from the Goliath to generally play the Grizzly. Sometimes I do play the B-52 as well. You're probably not going to want to do that unless you've got it at a level 6 or higher. Your preferred short iron of choice, wedge of choice, high level rapier and bringer, obviously. Nirvana is what you're going to see the majority of the time for the rough iron as well, and then Spitfire. You can get by with a Spitfire 5 if that's what you've got. I did get the upgrade to a 6 a little while back. It's much nicer. And then it's basically the exact same setup, just with the long wood here. I've still got the B-52 on a handful of my bags. That's leftovers from the tournament. I was playing the B-52 on a handful of holes. So I'm actually going to switch those back now. I think I'm going to leave this one, though. My general APOC 7 sniper. I think I'm going to leave that one. This is what I call this is the one that's kind of extraneous and you don't really need all that often. But it's kind of just my fun. I call this my accuracy bag. Instead of having the Grizzly long iron and what used to be my Goliath, I've got the B-52 and then the Hornet short iron. So it's just I don't really bust it out that often. It's basically the same as one, just switch out the long iron and the short iron for B-52 Hornet. But I find myself playing with the B-52 level 6 now that I've got it. Basically equivalent, just has better distance than the Grizzly, and kind of breaking that one out on occasion. So 760 million is a decent enough bankroll to jump into 11 and not worry too much about breaking your bank. That's a pretty decent amount to get you started and get you familiar with everything. If you're watching Tour 11 streams, obviously that's one of the best ways to get familiar with the holes. Really, it's just like any other tour. You're really just looking to see what you need to do in shootouts for the most part. Everybody's playing the holes majority of the time the same way. There's not a whole lot of mystery when it comes to that. You do, towards the higher end especially, it starts getting tougher and tougher as you start to encounter the Tour 11 lifers, who are familiar with every single undulation on every single hole, and 99 times out of 100 the hole pops up and they already know exactly what they're going to do in terms of how they're going to go about attacking it. But that's the same as any other tour. Once you start hitting the upper echelons of it, it becomes increasingly more difficult to try and max, because you're playing the people who have been sitting there in that tour playing it on repeat for however long they have been. Alrighty, just a little over 3 top here. I'm going to play this 1-to-1 -1, so we'll go 8.6. Generally speaking, this one is like a min plus 25 adjustment. Thereabouts. With the high-level clubs, you can kind of just play 1-to-1 games with it, though, and generally end up okay as long as you know basically what you're doing. And that's majority of the time, that's what I'm doing with everything is just using variations on the 1-to-1 and adjusting that ratio for whatever club I happen to be using. Peter Johnson in the house. What's going on, King Mofo? Caught one of your regular marathon streams with Caddy yesterday. It's great entertainment. Had you on TV as usual while I was getting my grind on a little bit. After what seems to have been 3 months of nonstop work, my former boss decided that I needed a break, so I've got the week off now. I was very, very run down and very much in need of this. So this week off, I've been resting, relaxing. My wife is now back at work, so I've got the house to myself. I've been getting things done that I've been putting off for months as I've just been working myself to the bone. So I've got most of those to-dos off the list and figured I wanted to spend the morning doing a little bit of streaming. So jumping on for a little bit. It will, of course, not be anywhere near the marathon level that you do, but I'll be on for, I don't know, hopefully at least a couple hours. I always end up getting interrupted, but I'm under very strict orders not to do any kind of work stuff here for the time being. So if work calls, then I'm going to be pretty pissed. Play some massive offset games here. Play this one 15. I'm going to go 18 rings. This is probably not going in. But we'll give it a look-see, see what happens. Way too massive of a win to really... Oh, it looks pretty good, though. Come off that slope and go in. Oh, not enough kick. Tough one there. Yeah, it's nice. I really have not had the time that I would like to stream. The time that I'm able to dedicate to the game is much less than it was in the past, and the time that the number of times during the week where I've got a couple hours free that I would be able to stream, I've had other things going on. My online darts league is in full swing, so I'm trying to maximize my time on the practice board for that as well. So, it's about balancing out when I do have free time, trying to figure out which of my hobbies I want to dedicate that kind of time to. And it's between, it's always, for me anyway, between Golf Clash and darts. During the summer months, add in, various sports there as well, playing softball and kickball and anything else that I could figure out how to get out of the house and go play. So golf, play a lot of actual golf as well when the weather starts to turn. So, it's always good fun. All right, here we've got one of the Jameel Dunes holes. I've seen a lot of people playing the rough bump here. I will not be doing that. I haven't quite figured that shot out yet. And I've been able to try to kind of get it dialed in a decent bounce over play with do I have a sniper or a cat on here? I think I got a sniper. Yeah, sniper. Okay. So I'm going to play it with just some offset games. Find what I normally do is try and find that consistent landing area along the wind direction and then adjust my offset from there. So it's a couple bars. That's kind of where I'm looking. So now I'm going to go, okay, let's see. Offset deep. Yeah, just under 2 bars, and then we'll play it plus 25 at 1-to-1, so we'll go 12.7 rings here. 8-7, so we need 4 more. Oh, just missed the bunker there. Interesting. I thought that was going to come in much nicer. Oh, we still got the wind at least. Well, that's nice. I can't believe how far over to the left that came in. That's crazy. When I released It's All Perfect, I was almost thinking, oh, I've got something else to show. I'm chasing another milestone. Ooh, ooh, this is fun. I'm going to try and sand bump this one. No, I don't think I can get there. I'm going to be rough bumping instead. Trying to catch the rough in between those two bunkers and then have it bounce over onto the green. Looks like we'll do just that. Just a little deeper than I would have wanted. It's a tricky wedge. Came in a little hotter than I would have liked. 3 topspin was a little too much there. And I think it was the right decision, though, because I do not think I would have been able to get out of the bunker despite the APOC 7 power. Jim North in the house as well. You absolute legend. What's going on, Jim? Good to see you. Jim's been around my streams since the very beginning, and I'm sure a lot of people can say that. One of the biggest supporters of the Golf Quest community out there. Great to see you in the house. See if he catches the bunker. Oh, looks good. Oh, no, he's coming out of the sand. Well, now we know that we probably could have gotten out of the sand. His wedge will be slightly easier than ours. I'm going to try and get past all of that. Kind of straighten this thing out a little bit because this is a big, nasty slope to this green that you want to avoid with your wedge play from this angle if at all possible. I'm going to go past all of that and then just kind of offset it past the cup. Have it come right back to it. Yeah, there we go. Tricky one, but we got it. Second par 4 eagle already on stream. Yeah, mainly Titans. Power 3 ball with a sniper is my preferred shootout play. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm generally looking is using Titans. You know, you'll see a lot of premium balls, a lot of Kingmakers in Tour 11. It does, you know, I'll break out a Kingmaker every now and then, especially if a Win 5 wanker comes along and I want to even the odds just a little bit. I don't generally use premium balls in tour play until recently. Sometimes I just say what the hell, and especially when I've been on stream here recently, like, screw it, might as well. I've got them in there, I might as well use them. But the problem is I'm so used to playing holes with Titans and stuff, and since I'm doing all the math in my head, when I start messing around with Power 2, Power 4 adjustments that I'm not really as familiar with, I kind of have to wing it then. So it just gets a little wonky. But Power 3, I've got everything down. So that's where I prefer to do. I'd kind of almost rather have the wind stay up since that's what I'm used to dealing with. When I start strapping on those Wind 5 balls, Wind 4, you know, whatever they are, and I come to the shootout, my usual setups aren't generally working because I'm counting on that secondary effect from the higher winds to push everything. And you just don't get that anymore. So I'd almost rather play Titan than any other ball. Give me high winds. Give me all that. All right. So this is the trap that you want to avoid with this hole is leaving it out to the left. This is a really, really tricky one, but once you've played it enough, it's not so difficult. Again, this is my preferred setup for a reason. The Titan the Power 3 ball with a sniper. So I just go all the way up to max here, full right spin, just over a notch of 1 bar backspin, right? We're going to play it plus 20 at 1 to 1. So that's 12.1 rings. Then utilize about a half a ball of curl. $8.1, 4 to make 12.1. And you absolutely do not want to leave it hung out over to the right like our opponent did. So I'm going to use half a ball of curl. Ooh, great left is not good, but that extra curl should overcompensate for that and leave us in a much better spot. Yeah. You'd rather be great right than great left there, which is, it almost made me nervous, but using that much curl, you won't have to use that much curl if you've got a kingmaker on, obviously, because you can utilize that full right spin, and then I would only curl it maybe to the edge. So yeah, the majority of my play you're going to see is going to be Titan, Sniper. Yeah, Titan, Sniper, generally speaking. This, generous headwind here. This would even almost be one where you could consider doing something crazy, which I might just because it seemed, why not? No, I'll just play it a normal way. With this kind of wind, you could play an APOC slice over to the second fairway and then try and get it over the creek to set up for either a wedge, or if you end up in the rough right by the green, then a rough iron or a wedge for an albatross. But, you know, it's not really necessary. Five. This one that was always a massive challenge when you had underpowered clubs, because if you had any kind of crosswind or anything, then it was one that you would struggle to get across, and then you had to hope for a decent secondary wind. You lay up and hope for a decent secondary wind. But with the high level clubs, it becomes almost too easy to just smash it over to the second fairway. Have a nice easy shot up here. Oh, intriguing wind here. Really nice one. This is one that is a really tricky shot. Rarely will it go in, but this wind, especially with a Titan on, will be super beneficial. Because generally speaking, you'll have to utilize a little bit of curl to try and get it to find the line where it'll actually be able to drop. But with this push from the left to right wind, we shouldn't need to use any of that. The really hard part is you saw our opponent zooming way out there for get in for his adjustment, is that you're adjusting down into a trap and into those trees. So you kind of have to get a little bit funky with the way you're going to do that. But I just want it to trickle onto the green, or look like it's going to trickle onto the green, and then use that secondary wind effect to push it straight to the pin. I'm just going to go 1 to 1 here. Five, 10, 11, 9. Poor effort. Over adjusted, obviously. I was much closer to min than I had anticipated, even though I measured it out. Oh well. Oh well. You just kind of go, oh well. This is not, like I said, this is not one that's likely to go. That was a really good shot from our opponent to knock it in there that close. But that was bad. The difficulty you'll have is you catch some weird bounces, and then the slope of the green itself will either rocket it off that back edge to the pin and usually picks up too much speed to go in, or you're just coming in at such a weird angle. It's tough to judge the speed, because if you go right at it, then you have to use more backspin. So generally speaking, you're just trying to ensure the eagle here. You want to give yourself a look at it, a better look than I did. At least give it a chance to go in like our opponent. But the funky angle and the changing elevations of your adjustments can make it really difficult to try and get anything dialed in there. That's why this is one of the most difficult ones to play in par fives and tournaments, unless you can play that smash hook shot over. Ugh. This one's just been giving me fits. I'm going to let it, again, the secondary wind effect here is massive. I'm just going to take this all in one pull, but I'm going to add 2.5, what's that, 10.9? 10.9. I'm going to add 30% at 1-to-1. And again, just a little baby curl to the left to help offset that secondary push. Looks like it's going deep. No, it looks good. Looks real good. This one, it's just, you have to exaggerate massively because of the downhill angle approach. The secondary effect here is just astronomical. So, I mean, you have to amplify it even more than you normally would. And if you go just a little bit past the pin, then you're rolling 4 or 5 yards deep. So you would rather be short than long here. What's going on, Chad? Good to see you. Thanks for the good luck. All right, so see, he went just a little past it, and then it just keeps carrying all the way to the fringe. That's what you're trying to avoid, obviously. So utilize your angled pulls and pull back. So that would be a 1201 pull from that angle that I just utilized there. Over-exaggerate the secondary effect. Baby curl to offset secondary effect. And massive over-adjustment plus 30 at a max with a sniper is how you're going to do that. And then if you're going to do anything, you want to leave it short. Run it up there off the left edge and leave it on the shorter end of things. Hello. I don't think her name's Gerald. I'll be honest with you. What's going on, Quarks? Yeah. Afternoon. It's still morning here, brother. All right, so this is one of the ones, Ingrid, where you got to use the long wood. APOC 7 is a massive help here as well. Six, 8, so a little over 3 bars, 3 rings, rather. I'm going to go on the lower end of that. I'd rather be great left than great right here. Hopefully we avoid the trap. We do. Good, 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 good. All right. Yeah. So we'll have a decent approach there to go through those trees. Geraldine, maybe, yeah. Oh, a little sunburned, huh? Well, glad to hear you're getting out and about at least. So happy that people are finally able to get out of their quarantines for at least a little bit. You know, everything's been so crazy here recently, but for a good reason. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means, and I've seen a lot of I work in the healthcare field, and having seen and worked on solutions to the issue in one fashion or another. I think that the initial response could not have been understated enough. If that makes sense. I think that the panic and everything in the crazy steps that were taken were very much necessary and have very much helped thus far, but we are also very much not out of the woods yet. So 6 1/3, add 8-1. I'm going to push back up a ring. I play this plus 20% at a max. I'm going to use a decent amount of curl as well. We'll just shoot through those trees. Not really going to be an albatross hole. You just want to leave yourself an eagle chance. Oh, good one there. What's up, Repitaph? What's going on? Graham is Illuminati. Is he? Oh. Oh, we have some conspiracy theorists here, I suppose. That's probably going in the drink. Adios. Yeah, not really sure what our opponent was after here. You rarely see anyone just slap on the full topspin like that. Good game, Gerald. Not Gerald. I think we're putting together a nice little run here. A 7-game win streak. Nice. Oh, and this is the other thing that I wanted to show off. Aces. I'm sitting now at 299. So just one more to hit the milestone 300. That's what I was talking about earlier. So, all right. Let's see if we can keep this 7-game win streak up. Let's keep rolling. We're having a grand old time. It's just a few days ago that I couldn't buy a win, and I was down to like 4,700 trophies, something absurd. I mean, I was down to less than half in Tour 11. But if you played this game for any decent amount of time, then you are more than aware that it's streaky. It is streaky. This looks like some hooky slicey wind. For sure. Hooky slicey wind will allow us to use full overpower with our Thor 7 and still come in at a better angle than that. I think I want to play my second shot with a B-52 though, so I'm going to switch to my no real reason for it bag. Alrighty. 12. There's 10. We're going to go 14 plus 20. Oops. 10. That should work. Famous last words. This should work. Illuminati and Freemasons, do we? I didn't know that the Golf Clash community was so secretive and connected. Oh, murder hornets and chemtrails. Oh boy. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Murder hornets and chemtrails and coronavirus. Oh my. Oh, God, it's nice to not have to work for a while and just be able to blow off some steam. I appreciate everyone being here. It's not quite the same when the chat's not quite as lively. Always enjoy it when we got some nonsense going on, and you know, you can even on occasion spawn one of those random Golf Clash community memes. You know, get in the hole. Nice rough bump from our opponent there. Who knows what nonsense can come out of our mouths at any given moment that might lead to something that can catch on in the Golf Clash community. I don't like to go right at this one Rather, I like to try and go past it and find this little funnel back to the pin. Let's see. I'm just going to play it at 1-to-1. I'm right at a min, and I'm going to be dropping down into that trap, which is going to shorten it up even more. Great left is probably not going to work. Nope. We'll see it come back down off this funnel and probably miss just to the left. Yeah, so who wants to say it first? Anyone? Oh no. All the accusations are coming out. There goes our win streak. Nuts. Which one of the streamers works at Area 51, Simon? We got confirmed UFOs, right? Didn't that happen recently? But since we're in the middle of a pandemic, everyone kind of just said, oh, whatever. I'm going to let this one fly. I'll be right back. Fingers crossed I ended up in the fairway unlike our opponent. Oh, looks like we did. Ooh, intriguing. All right, so plus 30 at a max. I want to land it like right where the edge of the white is. 14, we're going to go 9 rings, 5, so 4 more. I'm even going to go just a little bit further back. See what that does. Still trying to figure out this damn hole. I either end up over curling it and end up in the rough on the left, or under curling it and end up in the rough on the right like that. But it's safe for an eagle either way, and our opponent's going to have a tough time making an eagle. So at the very least. All right, so I appreciate the perfect was in comment. Yes, that way I didn't have to say it. Fenzo's 51. Oh, okay. All right, gotcha. Is anyone the reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard? Do we have the second coming of the founder of Scientology in the Golf Clash community? I wonder. What are they called? Eaton levels? Does anyone have off the chart Eaton levels? SSK is in the house as well. What's going on, Karen? Good to see you. Thanks for the good luck. It has been too long, yeah. I kicked on. When was the mini tournament? Not this last Saturday, but the Saturday before, I think. And I was supposed to be off Saturday morning, and there were as usual, nonsense and emergencies going on. So my stream was interrupted twice by calls from work. And then it took me a while to kick back on. I did get the mini master in, and then streamed like an hour or so of Tour 11 before turning off for the day. But yeah, I'm just not even close to being able to put in the kind of time that I used to be able to, especially into streaming. I'm still able to play here and there for the most part, but I don't have the time to stream as much as I used to, because I can't play consecutively for a couple hours generally. I have a new subscriber, Bubba Davis. Appreciate it, brother. Iceman is a Scientologist, is it? Yeah. Oh, Thetans, not Eatons. Gotcha, Thetans. Yeah, Thetan level. Oh, tricky wind here. I'm not going to use all of the right spin this time. It's a good thing we have our cat on this time. We're able to still play this. 10, 11, 4. I'm going to go with 7, 11, 6. 6.9 rings here. I'm even going to use a little bit of left curl here. Oh no, left curl, great left. Oh no. Come on, push it back out there. Don't stick me over on that other side. Oh, all right, that works. Thanks for the good luck and thanks for the subscription, Bubba. Much appreciated. Everyone counts. I do this for fun because I enjoy it. So I really enjoy just hanging out, and it's a game that I really love playing. Of course, it's not without its faults, but you know, streaming is just a good time for me. It's a game that obviously all of us enjoy and love, and to various degrees, I'm sure, and have probably become ultra frustrated with it at some point as well. But being able to share it with the community, and what a wonderful community it is, really is fun. It's something I really enjoy. Getting the hole. Well played by our opponent there. Thought we would have a winner, but Kersey, or whatever, however you pronounce that, is just killing me. See if we can salvage one off of them if they'll play us a third time. I don't know. I'm waiting. All right. Well, we had a 7-game win streak, and then we just lost 2 in a row. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. Oh, that is too funny. You played the goat guy? Oh. You know, I was into that movie when I was a kid, and I guess I never really saw the remake, the Chronicles of Narnia, or any of that other stuff, and I really, I barely remembered what it was about, to be honest with you, because I watched it. Like I said, I was really into it as a kid, but it was so long and so few and far between that it was mentioned again until those new movies came out, that I'd forgotten so much about that book. Wild. But that is hilarious. Come on, give me an opponent. Come on. Here we go. That's more like it. Have we left any conspiracy theories out at this point? Oh, geez. We're going to have to smash this one, huh? I wonder if it'll work. We'll see. call it 8.5. It's going to catch the rough, but it'll get through at least, and I got the Cato on, so should at the very least be able to get it up there for an eagle, but unable to clear everything to try and find that funnel for albatross more than likely. Oh. Oh boy. Premium ball coming out. Oh, a Wind 5 wanker. Wanker is so rarely used in the United States, I'm not sure how offensive it's supposed to actually be. Like, if you were to call somebody a wanker in the UK, would they get, like, super pissed? Or would it just be kind of like, whatever? Ooh. I think I can still find it. I think I can. Dead center, 1.6.5, 6.4, 6.6, 6.4. With 3.9 rings. Ah! Never going in. Never going in. Karen, I don't know what the Mandela effect is. Jesus run the 5 eyes from Fiji. Oh, space is also fake. Yeah. Well, someone in the Golf Clash community, I'm sure, was part of the lunar landing conspiracy, weren't they? Yeah. Who was it? Oh, Fenzel was from Area 51, right? So it was probably someone related to him that was involved with the lunar landing conspiracy that was also out of Area 51, I'm sure, right? Yeah. He probably knows. So, okay, kind of depends on how you use it then. It's not necessarily super offensive. It's usually just bants between friends, the usual. Oh, and a miss for our opponent as well. A gander? Okay, well, I'll Google it right now. How about? The shared false memory phenomenon. You know what? Okay, so I didn't realize it, but I have heard of this. The Mandela effect. Okay. All right, hold on. I got to play this shot, and then I'll discuss the Mandela effect and where I've heard it in pop culture before, because it is interesting. .2, 12 rings. Not 12 rings, rather. Sorry, 12 miles an hour. 7 1/4. Kim A's in the lizard family, is she? Okay, so the Mandela effect and where I've heard it before is with regards to a movie from the early 1990s. There is a movie called what's it called? It was called there's something. Wait. So there was actually a movie in the early 1990s that featured Shaquille O'Neal as a genie. It was called Kazam. Kazam. There is a Nelson or a Mandela effect about this that holds that at about the same time another movie came out that was called Shazam that featured Sinbad as the genie and not Shaquille O'Neal. That movie never existed, but for some reason there's this collective shared false memory about this genie movie featuring Sinbad from the early 1990s that came out opposite Kazam, which features Shaquille O'Neal. So I have heard of it before. I just forgot about it. But that was the area that I had heard it discussed in before. It was with regards to that movie. That movie, the movie with Sinbad absolutely does not exist. And I even fell. I when I heard about it, I was like, oh yeah, there were two. Like Sinbad was definitely in that movie, and then there's no record of it ever existing anywhere. No one could find it, but people are absolutely convinced that it existed, and somehow this spawned this craziness where, like, I don't know, it's wild. Yeah, I guess it happens a lot in bushwhackers as well. Yeah, the collective false memories. I'm sure about someone draining shots and winning banners. Oh, what do we want to do here? I think I gotta go with the APOC. It'll be a hooky slicey hole. Just not using the full curl. We'll just kind of use about what we would use for the Thor's hammer curl. I'm gonna go 20 rings and curl it to just out to a ball. Oh, barely got there. This is going to be a tricky second shot. Oh, okay, so that's why. That's the most popular example. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. So that's where I've heard it before. Very interesting. Thanks for bringing it up. I love obscure topics to discuss in the chat like that. Ooh. Wanker. Let's see what we can do. It's going to be a tricky double bounce. Plus 1, 9, 11, 3. So we're going to go with 6.8 rings. Let's see. How about, we'll call it that much overpower. And all the curl. And a double great right. This will come in poorly. Yeah. Ugh. Everything about that was just bad. What's up, Ian? Ian, you might be concerned to know there was a conspiracy theory involving you earlier in the chat. What in the world is that comment, Ingrid? That's barely English. Let's see if we can bury this. Come on, sand save. Oh, if I wanted to be anything, I wanted to be great left there. That will not go in. Ah. Streaming royalty in the house. That golden-throated beauty. Ian, what's up? Ian and I have randomly been matching up in Tour 11 when neither of us have VPN on. Has anyone else been experiencing this recently where you're getting a wider variety of opponents from seemingly around the globe that you didn't used to match up with, even though you're not necessarily using a VPN? I played that guy a lot, and I almost had like a spell over him or something. I beat him, I don't know, a lot of times in a row, and I think it started getting into his head, so I never get a rematch with him anymore. I can't remember which one yours was, Ian. Basically, everyone in the Golf Clash community is involved in a stream, in a conspiracy theory of some sort. Fenzel is an escaped alien from Area 51. Someone was involved with CERN. Somebody else was... We just started assigning all the random conspiracy theories to... Hey, there we go! Do you got VPN on this time, Ian? I saw it just popped on and said that you were online, so... I'm stoked. Oh, we got Funnels Hole. What do you want to do? My stream's way behind. I'm sticking with a Titan. Let's just have a good old-fashioned 3-game set. I want to play a Titan, though, because I want to find my funnel. Nine and a half rings here. Let's see. Straight up 3-game set deal. Sounds good. Like I said, my stream is about a good 30 to 35 seconds behind, so maybe not quite that exaggerated, but mid-20s. It's fairly... So if we do end up matching up and you want to do something, it's unlikely that I will see it in the chat until it's too late after the first... Unless you get to go first, and then you can just dictate if anybody's trying to snipe me here in Tour 11. If you do have a VPN, then I'm in the Midwest, Chicago, St. Louis, Dallas, any of those will work. Oh me, oh my. I'm just going to play this straight at a min. Which is 3 rings. Show me your funnel. Let's go. This is one of those pars where you almost expect both players to eagle it. If you're not regularly making eagle on this one, you're not regularly going to a shootout. I play right funnel, Ian plays left funnel. The important thing is they're both funnels. And easy. Falcon 7. I have that. I just haven't incorporated it yet. I don't know the maths. And I do know the maths for my thorn. Fully expecting this one to drop. And disappointed that it didn't. Oh. Unlucky, buddy. I can't believe that didn't go in. Right funnel for the win. Right funnel for the win. Ooh. What do I want to do? I'm just going to smash it and see where this ends up. How far will it go? Yeah. I know, Ian, that's a funnel hole. You got to make that. I should have hooked, I don't know. It ended up decent enough, but that one lined up well for a hooky slicey shot, but it would have been a little bit trickier. And I felt more comfortable just giving it a ride. A couple of perfect Max OP Apox 7 smashes. All right, who can find the funnel for the albatross? There's the question, though. Oh, do I have a B52 or am I... There's a B52. Man, nuts. No backspin. I'm going to have to go dead at it instead of trying to find the funnel then. All right, so max, I'm just gonna play it as a max minus 10. 7-1. You know what? I'm just gonna play it at 1-1. Right at 1-1. 7-8. Come on. Nope. Not enough. Poor effort even. Nuts. I can't believe that went that far. Come on, get in the hole here. You got this one, Ian. Oh. Funnel? I don't think you got the room, man. With this tailwind, I don't think there's the room. Yeah. Whoa. Interesting. Very interesting. I like this shot a lot. I'm stealing this. I usually play up on that left side and try and run it up to the pin, but it's so inconsistent. Oh, get in. Find that funnel. Get in. Yeah, buddy. Where's the money? I am stealing that from now on, Ian. That was an awesome shot. Well done. Very nice. So we got an eagle on a par 4 for a win, an albatross on a par 5 for a win. Here we go. Rubber match. Let's do this. Ian, is that picture of you and Lady Kim at a music festival? Oh, get in the hole. Yes. 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 Absolutely, yes. Get in. Get in. What do we got? Oh. I will absolutely play this game. See what happens. Oh, my word. I got scared that he went so long. Oh, my God. Tunes in the Dunes. Nice. My wife and I, on my profile pic, that picture's from a concert. Not a festival, but probably not even someone that you would have even heard of, Ian, unless you happen to also enjoy country music. Have you heard of Miranda Lambert? I would suspect not, but she came through and played St. Louis a couple years back, and that picture is me and my wife at her concert here in St. Louis down at Scott Trade Center, whatever the hell it's called now, Enterprise Center. It's so rare that you see someone with their actual Facebook profile picture on their avatar, because so many people have just created them just strictly for Golf Clash. I don't even know how to do that. Clutch set mine up on Junior. I don't even have access to it, so. I don't know. I'm just estimating here. I'm going to go with 8 rings. 2/3 of the MPH. See what happens. Come on. Yeah, no shootouts. Appreciate it. Good 3-game set. So nice to get back to those from all of the 1-and-1s that we've been doing here recently. So. Doom metal albums? Oh, yeah. No, more famous for her revenge, angry songs, some love songs, some good ones. She has long been my favorite country artist. I fell in love with her music, the first song of hers that I heard, which is called Kerosene. Which is all about burning down her ex-boyfriend's house or something like that. I can't remember. Yes, much appreciated, Ian. That was wonderful. Really enjoyed that. The Albatross gave me something especially to consider. That was a very unique look and one that I had not seen before. But then again, I'm rarely, if ever, driving it to that portion of the fairway. But from now on, maybe I'll lay up over there and try and play that shot. That was really nice. That was very nice. I really enjoyed that. To try and I never even thought about that. I've always just tried to run it up there. So That was really intriguing to see. Oh boy, here we go again. A little bit lesser wind this time, but we're still just going to need a full smash to see if we can get over. Full smash. Karen knows who Miranda Lambert is. That's great. Indeed, Ian, yes, very high quality. Just what I love. Perfect. Like I was saying, you know, those 3-game sets became more and more rare. Which isn't, I mean, it's just when you're on a grind, you appreciate it because, you know, it's quick, it's easy, bing, bang, boom, we get the points, we get it done. But it really does distract from the competitive nature of the game and the 3-game set format, which is, you know, the what you think of when you traditionally think of the Golf Clash Tour Play game is some of the most fun times I've have are with those 3-game sets against high quality competition, you know, against people who know what the hell they're doing. And one like that's especially fun where you get good wins and droppable holes, and every single one of them we got to drop. So able to put on a show while streaming, that's always nice. Get some drops, get some booms going, get some love in the chat. Always good times. Always good times. Okie dokie. I'm going to play this with his minus 20 at a max since we're not quite at that max distance. This is a good wind though. I'm going to take off 1.7 to play it as a 6.9. Ugh. 6.9 at a max. 4 rings on the dot. Come on. Over adjusted. Interesting. You're making coffee. All right. Good. Glad to hear. Coffee is one of my very favorite things in the entire world. My wife likes to joke that my blood type is Folgers. And I don't necessarily disagree with her. I have been having a cup of coffee every morning of my life that I was able to probably since, well, with the exception of during wrestling season, probably junior year of high school. But I would stop during. I wouldn't drink coffee during wrestling season. That was the only time that I stopped. So every day for the better part of 17 years, with the exception of a 6-month break, twice basically. Oh, and I guess boot camp I didn't either. I was unable. You didn't have coffee in boot camp either. So yeah, there's a 3-month stretch as well. Oh, and combat training. I couldn't have it in combat training either. So there's a lot of time in the Marines where it wasn't necessarily true. But once I was out in the fleet, even when we were out in the field, we had hordes of coffee stashed away. Weeks worth. We had an entire shelf in our on our Connex container that we dedicated to storing. I was based out of Japan the whole time I was in the fleet, and they have like hordes of canned coffee just ready to roll, like vending machines with hot and cold canned coffee. So we would buy just boxes of the canned coffee and then take it with us everywhere we went. So we would have, it was always room temperature, but it was canned and didn't have to be stored in any particular manner. So even when we were in weird spots stuck out in the field for long periods of time, we still had coffee every morning, because otherwise we would have gone crazy. Oh. Oh, what's up, Michael? Good to see you. Thanks for the good luck. I cannot do a David Attenborough accent, but I could do some kind of Planet Earth style narration, I suppose. And here we see the pinecone ball laying up for a dog shit shot, despite being a wind 4 ball. Our opponent clearly doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Oh. I'm going to play this one. Let's call it plus 30 at a min, shall we? 1 point. We'll add 2, 8.5 at a min. 3.7, 3 3/4, 3 3/4. Oh, I had a shot that came in way further left than I meant to last time on this hole, didn't I? And this one came in way further right than I meant it to. Interesting. Well, I don't know what the hell's going on with this hole. Is that an over adjustment, I guess? Not plus 30 at a min then. It's weird because I'm playing it plus 30 at 1-to-1. Oh my God, Simon, that is perfect. Okay. I'm going back to Titans. $10, $11. We'll play it as $12. I'm just going to pull them all at once. Who cares? I'm going to let it fly, and then I will be right back. Should I carry on with that? Did you enjoy it that much? I can't really make fun of a guy playing a Titan, I guess. I'm gonna play offset games. How deep did I get? Okay. So we'll play it 1-to-1 plus 1 with some massive offset games. 12.8 rings. Let me go with the 12-1. 8-8. 12-8. Ah! Come on. Great, be perfect. Nope. Oh, that was an under adjustment anyway. Poor effort. It is always wonderful to tune in and see the T-Rex mug. It's so funny. Some of the things that happen in this community and that would just be thought of as completely ridiculous anywhere else, but they work here. They work because of the community. It's so great. Sure, there are some people who try and ruin the fun and cheat and whatever, but I mean, generally speaking, the Golf Clash community that I see anyway, I'm not a part of a good chunk of the social media groups that are out there, but I mean, the 19th hole, I guess I can single out, especially as being particularly helpful and a wonderful and lovely place to be, which is why I've been parked with at least one of my accounts in a 19th clan for the majority of my Golf Clash career. They're great. You know, as you get more and more popular, yes, you get more and more haters, but I'm not at that level yet. I'm not nearly as consistent of a streamer or anything or entertaining or whatever as the majority of the other people out here, but you know, the haters will come out of the woodwork once you start achieving any modicum of success. So God, I want to work out a rough bump here. You know what? I'm just going to try and work out a rough bump on stream. Why not? I want to pull way. Let's see. I'm going to play it 1-to-1 -1, but with a very heavy, deep 1159 pull. Let's see what happens. $300. Yes. Well, fuck you too, bitch. I'm gonna flash that eye roll emoji on my 300th ace. You can go on and get fucked. I hit perfect. I adjusted perfect. You can complain all you want. That's a legit ace, son. Yoo! Let's see it. There's 299. Next game it says 300. All right, you see his angle there? That pull angle was shallow, so I almost expect this to end up in a trap. Because I've done that before. Nope, but didn't get there. Keep flashing it, son. Keep flashing it. Let's go. Come on. You can only take the heat with your Win 4 ball? Wanker. I'm watching it again. All right, let's see it. 300. Yeah. Yeah, watching it again. Absolutely watching it again. Yoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see. I need to watch. I don't remember what my rings really were. 3 and 1. 3 and 1. And I knew that you got to pull deep here. That's the one thing that I learned when I tried this before, is make sure that you're angling it to where you're going to pull it a very deep 1159. So 1-to-1. So that's approximately a min plus 20. If you're trying to do it. Oh my God, that was really close. Okay. So maybe even a little bit less than that as far as your adjustment goes. All right. All right. All right. All right. Sweetness. Let's see if we can get back up to 5170, and then I'll probably jump off. Got a few things to knock off around the house. Little stuff here and there. We got to go get some lunch. Thanks for all the booms, everybody. Much appreciated. Glad to capture that moment on stream. GC Lordy. This guy used to stream fairly regularly. I don't know if he still does or not. I haven't seen him on much recently. But he used to be a Tour 12 monster. I think I'm going to use not all of the top spin here. 10, 12. Yeah, it was the right decision to take some of that top spin off. Hasn't streamed in a while. Yeah. So he's still playing, just not streaming? Gotcha. Yeah. Looks like this is obviously a secondary account. But yeah, he used to be a Tour 12 animal. Good shot. All right, let's see what we can do here. That's our line. So we need to just start our offset game there. We'll go plus 20 at 1-to-1. We'll just estimate, take it all in one pull. Why not? There's 11.8-ish. That'll have the legs. The question is, will it have the line? The answer is no, it will not. Ha. The other option there is obviously the rough bump. But, oh, Lordy's going to give it a whirl. It's very thin. I don't really know the adjustment, and it's a very thin strip between the sand and the rough right before you get to the green. So I generally play this as a 20% over adjustment. So I assume this is like a plus 20 at a, I don't know, that appears to be a large adjustment in my mind anyway. That looked like a plus 20 at a max adjustment rather than a plus 20 at a min or a min. Yeah. Yeah, a little over adjusted there. Last one was 3 months ago. Yeah. But again, I mean, unless he's on VPN, then I'm matching up with a guy. He's in the UK, isn't he? Or is he just one of the expats that's living over in the States? Because this could very well be another another instance of the new matchmaking of some sorts on their servers, where you don't necessarily need a VPN to match up with people across continent. I don't know if we'll get a rematch or not. Yeah. I didn't know he was in Clanables. That's neat. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Yeah. Aussie. Yeah. Okay. Well, even so, I mean, that's still... Yeah, I think he had the Aussie flag on his logo, I believe. I'm going to get this one to go sooner rather than later. Please still be okay. Looks to be all right. Ooh. All right, that's okay. We'll have a good angle at this Alba. See if we can find the funnel finally. All right, confirmation he's Australian. Okay. I couldn't quite remember, but then I think I remember seeing the Australian flag as part of his logo on his GC Lordy. Oh yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, still, unless if he's on VPN, then okay, that explains it. But if not, then we've got another matchmaking going on, you know, that didn't used to be possible. So that's something, I guess. What that something is exactly, I don't know, but it's something. An interesting thing to note, I suppose. All right, this is going to take a lot of really quick math. Minus 15 at a min. Take off points 1.1, 6.1, so that's 4.9. 4.9 rings. Dead straight pull. Finally found a perfect on this hole. Let's see if our adjustment was good. Looks good. Looks real good. No! Why? Lame. That's the kind of thing that you expect to see in a weekend round right there. I can't believe that was under adjusted. I wonder if my angle was just a little funky. Yeah, Karen, I think that's what we're probably looking at, is just more stuff like that going on the servers. So, yeah. See if our opponent can find that funnel that we were unable to. He also has a good angle. Doesn't have the legs, though. Doesn't have the line or the legs. Came in further to the right there, and that perhaps was the reason that my adjustment didn't quite work. You want to be on the right side of it for sure, so you can find that funnel without having to apply too much spin to the left. But that was, I mean, I was super close. With the great right, put me way too close to the rough. Coming in at an angle that I'm not used to really, but even so, I can't imagine. With it being that close to a min, I don't know. It's all right. No worries. Let's see what kind of wind we get here. A favorable one. Hopefully we'll be able to get this W and then get back up to the 5170. And then I'll probably kick off. Try and go be at least somewhat productive. Whatever, it's my time off. Wow, blind adjustment here. I can't imagine this going particularly well. No idea. I mean, not terrible all things considered, but not really where you want to be for that low of a wind on this hole. $7.1. I'm going to add 2.3, 2.4 to play this as a 9.5. Not great, but it'll get us the win. And back to 5170. See if I get a 3-game set with them. Otherwise, I'm going to be done. Karen, like so many other things, it's quote-unquote random chance. So I believe the chances of getting them are 1 in 100, but you won't necessarily see them 1 out of every 100 chests. So over the long term, given a high enough occurrence, you should see them approximately 1 out of 100 chests that you get, but that's not going to be an exact number. Your chances of getting them every time you win a chest essentially are 1 in 100. So over the long term, as I mentioned, that should balance out to where you see them approximately 1 every 100 chests, but it's not necessarily spot on. Just, over the long run, it'll even out to that. So once again, thanks everybody for being here. I'm going to sign off with the way that I always sign off, especially right now. The blood supply across the United States, and I'm sure across a good part of the globe right now, is in critical need. So if you're eligible, please look up your local blood center or the National Blood Center, whichever one happens to be nearest to you, and please schedule to go make a donation. It is completely 100% safe. All social distancing requirements are being met with regards to the way that donations are currently being done. And just a little bit over an hour of your time could help save up to 4 people's lives. So again, please look up whatever blood center happens to be closest to you. And if you're eligible, go donate. Thanks very much for being here. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day.